5:50 a.m. and it's I don't know, about 36 degrees. Cold. Yeah, I think on Monday it's supposed to be under 30 for a couple days at night. So we'll be having a first freeze this weekend sometime. But the next couple days is going to be near 70. So I'm going to enjoy that. "7:45 a.m. The sun's up. Pretty high too. My neighbor's cat is back. Good for you, boy. Don't be afraid of me. Don't be afraid. Yeah. I'll let him eat. I just stepped out the door, checked the temperature, and I saw him. Yeah. Maybe he'll get friendly enough. I'll be able to pet him someday. Well, since today and tomorrow are going to be a little bit warmer, for just today and tomorrow, I got a project I want to do with the tractor. But first I got to take that bale spare off, because I got to hook something else to it. Yeah. At least I'll get that much done today anyway. And hopefully I can do the rest tomorrow. Nice day for a drive on the tractor to the farm. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta pick up some equipment over there with the tractor and bring it home here I gotta borrow it for a little while. Yeah, I gotta take that off and drive to the farm to get something else. Bring it back. I noticed a lot of ladybugs there flying around and landed on me and in the truck. Yeah, in the house. It's that time of year they're going to start hibernating. Okay, let's head over to the farm. brother car's parked over there, so he must be in there doing something with his chickens. But I'm here to get something else. There he is. He's probably not talking to me anymore since I ring those oak trees over by the parish. He's mad at me. I'll just leave him alone. Well, I'm here to get that sprayer. My brother's bucket. Tractor bucket is kind of in my way, but I can get around it. First thing I do is drag this thing out through there. I think I can make it. And then once I get that on the tractor, then I can take the sprayer arms, which is hanging up on the wall there, and I got to attach it to the back end of that sprayer. My brother uses it to spray fences, but he uses the sprayer arm, the nozzle that's on that white post. Okay, let's see if I can drag that out of there. Ain't that heavy. Got it drug out anyway. I just have to hook it up to the tractor now. Okay, it's hooked up there. My brother came back with his truck. He didn't bother me. Now I gotta get that sprayer thing untied from there and move it to there. There he goes. Back to his chickens. And back to this thing. I gotta hook this channel here to that thing there and that thing there. Let's see what I can do with it. Ain't that heavy. Let's see if I can slide that channel on the sprayer on it over this bracket. That'll do it till I get home. I'm not gonna hook any hoses up yet. Brother's using an air compressor in the shed. That's my niece's house. That's my old bedroom. It used to be the garage when the house was built, but then the time I was born, it was already. Actually, the house was built the year after. I think it was built in '53, and I was born in '54. Because I remember a picture of me as a little kid in a stroller, and they were still working on the house. So I was only a few months old, or maybe a year. Maybe it was built in '54. I don't know. Anyway, I've lived in that room all my life until I was 18, and another 4 years after I got out of the Navy. I'm the one to put the chimney in, so it can be warmer. That's the back porch that my dad put the firewood in. That window there is my older brother and one of my younger brother's bedroom. Back down there is my sister's bedrooms, and my parents' bedroom on the other side. Okay, there's the old outhouse my brother rebuilt, I think. This is kind of what mine looked like, except the door was on that side and opened this way. For some reason there's no roof on. Oh, looks like it had a fiberglass roof, and it got rotten. That's a simple design. This is my brother rebuilt this one. He used that fiberglass roofing, which didn't hold up, I guess, when it blew it off. And it looks like he had a battery operated lights, but I'd get a solar one for mine. I don't know if they made it back in those days. Anyway, I can build a wooden thing for that, for the lid. Looks like he's got. And then I'd probably use a 4-inch vent stack. Yeah. The one I had that I used to have, it was back probably 30s, and it had a wooden vent stack that went up and then out both sides of the wall here. I had a hole in the wall. It had like some wood, so 2x6s nailed together to make it like a square box or something like that. Nothing went up that way, it just went out sideways. But I like this design where it goes out the back and then outside. Yeah, I could build something like this. Actually, it's got the same kind of siding that I have on my house, more or less. Cool. But I use a different color. And I put a window in it. At least something for light up near the top. Of course, he had that fiberglass see-through stuff, so it gave light that way. But I want to put a better roof on it. All right, give me an idea for when I want to rebuild mine. Yeah, I could build something like that. One of these days. Not today. Since I'm here, I take some images of the place. I used to have a garden down in here. This was before these trees weren't here. There was a big tree over there somewhere, big elm over there, where the pasture. That's where the pasture fence used to be. Yeah. I don't know why they don't use it for something. But anyway, because they don't have cattle here no more. But I used to have a garden, a watermelon patch here every year. Oh, I made some good watermelons. Raised them anyway. This was the garden. Went all the way. Yeah, the pond was already there. Yeah, the pond was there. Yeah, it's been redone a couple of years ago. They dug it out, raised up the dam. And the dam was always leaking anyway. Anyway, that's before that house was there. When the garden was here, I think the garden went all the way to where that power pole is. Yeah. And the fence went down along here. And it went down like through a little low spot. I don't know if the pond was set high before. Anyway, it went down and it crossed over. Or the fence went around the pond. I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, the garden went all the way down that way. And all through here. This is all garden. Dad raised a lot of cabbage and lettuce in the spring. And then he had raspberries. And he had strawberries, you name it, Dad probably raised it. Oh, I had blueberries in here. I think there's still a few blueberries. Maybe they're gone too, I don't know. But he used to have lots of blueberries. And asparagus, he had asparagus down here. From that gate down, he had asparagus and other stuff. Anyway, this is the old house. Look at this. It had some siding. I remember when they put siding on this house. I don't know if I was here or it was before or after I joined the Navy. I forget. I think it was after. I'm not sure. Anyway, that was my sister's bedroom here. Those two windows. My parents' bedroom was over that way. That's the bathroom. That was the back porch. That's where Dad kept his firewood. There was a longer porch on this side. It's all used to have a window in it, so they must have done something. I don't know if they resided it or what, because I don't remember the siding looking that good. And I used to have I bought the first air conditioner for this house because that room was always there. I forgot what year it was. I think it was 1980. It was during a reunion, I know that. Because the house wasn't air conditioned. But I bought a little window unit, and then during that reunion, all the women were in there trying to cool off because it was hot that summer. I forget, 95 maybe? No, I forget. I think it was think it was the 90s anyway. Anyway, that garage there was my room. There's a door into the back that way. Yeah, there's the basement. Dad used to have a greenhouse there. A low one. Just enough to get his plant started. You couldn't walk in it. It was just a low thing. About as high as that window's there. That looks like the air conditioner needs to be re-leveled. Probably don't work as good if it's leaning like that. That's this side. Yeah. There used to be an old building here. It was an old wooden corn crib. And then Dad had hogs underneath it. I remember that. Had hogs underneath it. I remember that well. We used to play in there all the time. Dad built that greenhouse. When he built that shed, or had that shed built, I think he added this greenhouse too. Instead of, and then he eliminated that one there. The septic tank is right here. I remember having that dug out a couple times. I remember doing that, helping him do that. Yeah. Then they had to have. I remember it had a wooden cover on it. There's a gate. I guess the gate's gone. Anyway, yeah, he used to have a walkway all the way, go down there, and then right about in the middle, he had a row of grapes. We used to play on that grapes all during the summer when the vines got draped down. We used to hide it as a place to hide and eat the grapes too in August. Yeah, he had. I think he still got them. There's a row of I want to say asparagus. Oh, what's the name of this? They make pies out of it. Rhubarb, and I hate rhubarb. I never did eat it. Yeah, I never did like rhubarb. Still don't. This side, I can't remember what he had on this fence. It was a different kind of fence back then. I forget what. Anyway, yeah, this here was usually lettuce and cabbage and stuff like that. And this side was like sweet potatoes. I remember sweet potatoes were down there. Rows and rows and rows of sweet potatoes. Here I think was tomatoes maybe. I got a video of it somewhere. I got a video of it someplace. Of a garden tour with my sister. Yeah. Dad was out there with it on the end down there in front of his house where it's making strawberries. Had raspberries back that way, black raspberries there. Had red raspberries over there on that side. It's all coming back to me. The old house was over there. It had lots of big trees around the old house. I forget what year that burned down. Yeah, well, that's life. Take the good with the bad. I didn't notice it before, but I guess when the Washington County water came through, they went through here. I guess they got a water line now going across. I guess that's how they get their water now, Washington County water. This cypress wasn't here when I was a kid. There was a maple. I guess it looks like it's been replanted. I remember the maple that was there fell down during a storm once. Look at the jet trails today. Plenty. Anyway, this is, like I said, parents' bedroom, sister's bedroom, two sisters. Front porch, which is I went through that before. That's a dining room window and this kitchen window. That's north. There's a pear orchard over that way. Where I've been working the last few days. There's my brother's cattle over that way. There's south and my sister's oldest daughter's house, my niece. Yeah. That pond and that pond were redone a couple years ago. They drained the water, let it dry up, and then had it redug, and then reformed the dams. And that's my parents' house I grew up in. That's the front porch. But it's a small front porch. I said the back porch was a lot bigger, about 3 times its size on the length. And this door opens up. There used to be a chimney there, but a few years ago they had it tore out. The bricks are in the back by the outhouse. They saved the bricks. But there used to be a big white chimney there, and the back of that chimney was right. They still kept part of it. They made it like a table out of it. Yeah. I remember it always leaked around the chimney right after it rained. I think the way this house is designed, that porch was supposed to be the back of the house. It's the back of the chimney. It was right as you go in the door. But Dad wanted the back porch to be there, and he also wanted the bedroom to be on the south facing. So that's where it turned. And my mother wanted the kitchen facing the road. That's how it ended up. I'm a little claustrophobic, but I found that out when I had an MRI, which brought back memories. When I was a little kid, I was probably too daring when I was little. I mean, I'm talking about little kid, small enough to crawl through a culvert like that, and I either got stuck or almost got stuck. I think I got stuck, and somebody had to pull me out. I don't remember it too well, but I remember the feeling of being stuck. Yeah, I remember. I don't even want to think about it, but anyway, that's what I remember. I must have been pretty small though to do that. I don't do it anymore. I avoid tight places like that. And then when I had an MRI up, I almost didn't survive. Yeah, one gas tank. I think the green one is for gas and the red one's for diesel. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure. When I was a kid, we only had gas. My brother bought a diesel tractor, so he got that one somewhere. My tractor waiting for me. Gotta take it home. There's the machine shed. I don't remember what year that was built. Yeah, I don't know. Farm's been in the tree's name since I think 1905, somewhere around there. Might have been earlier. Might have been later. Anyway, that's the house. Like I said, I built that chimney. Yeah, that room was never heated too much when I was a kid. I remember Dad would, in the old house, after nobody lived in it no more, when my grandma died she died in 62. She was the last one who lived there. And then after that, my dad just used it for storage. And the kitchen, he used it to butcher hogs. Yeah, he always had lots of hogs over that way. And yeah, and then after the hogs were butchered, he cut them in half. And I remember sometimes he would bring them over here, store them in our bedroom because it was so cold during the wintertime. It would because there was no heat in the garage. Yeah, it didn't even have space heaters that I can remember. Just had to use a lot of blankets. Anyway, that's the kitchen window. That's the bedroom, and that's the breezeway, the door. So that you go in there, and there's another door going that way into the garage, and there's another door going that way into the little place that you can either go down the stairs, or if you go past the door, and then or another door going into the kitchen with a little step up. Somebody told me a long time ago that when I was a kid that before this house was here, I think, like I said, I think it was built in 53 or 54, because I remember seeing a picture of me as a little kid, and they still had, the house was built, but they still had like mud and boards laying in the front where the sidewalk is. And I was in a stroller, and I don't know if I was a year old or less, but so I'm not sure when it was built, but it was around that time. And before this house was here, the old house was there where my father grew up, but this house here belonged to my great-grandfather, my father's father. Yeah, I think he had a shack here, or a little house. I guess they tore it down to build this one for my father and mother. So the tractor's waiting for me, but one last look at the house. I remember, like I said, if I came back to the Navy, I still stayed in that room. I had it to myself by then, because my other brothers were away already. That was 75 through 79. Then I got married at the end of 79. I brought my wife back from the Philippines, and she lived with me in there for 3 or 4 years. 3 years. 3 years, because we had, I remember one time we had 3 cars. Volkswagen, a blue Volkswagen 64, 1970 Chevelle, I think, Chevrolet, and I forget what the year was. It was a Le Car, a white Le Car. I don't know what year. Anyway, and then in '83 we built our own house where I'm at now in '83. So yeah, it was okay. I still got memories. Okay, and that's a cistern where the cistern that comes off the house. Those pipes there, and this is a well, and I don't think they use them anymore because they got the Washington County water. Yeah, I think. I don't know if I've ever been in the basement 30 years, so I'm not sure what's down there anymore. But they used to have a water pump, and it had a valve where you could use a cistern, but if the cistern went dry, he could switch over to the well. And I always knew when they were using well water, because when you took a bath, it always left a big ring around it because the water was hard. They call it hard, or it had lots of minerals in it. Well, I got to get back to what I came over here for. Take that home. Looks like a little lopsided. It could be the hill. I'm gonna try to use it tomorrow. Grab some fertilizer. Yeah, I gotta wash it out because he used spray in it, so I gotta rinse it out. Clean it out before I can kill it. I think it might have been hayfield. I've got some chickens over there. He's got one of those plastic owls there. That's supposed to keep I don't know, keep the other owls away or what. I forgot. Okay, I got what I came for, so I'm headed back to the house. I'm not sure exactly what the name of this tree is, but I remember it from school. They had one of these trees in school. I don't know why. My brother planted one. My older brother planted it, I think. And I hated it because of those things. I think it's called a gum tree. I forgot the name of it. The school had one, and the church had one. Or maybe it was a church. A Catholic church my mother used to go to. It had these balls, and in the fall, like now, when these things dry up and fall off, they're all over the ground and they're hard as rock. Kids used to throw them at each other when I was a kid. Yeah. I never did like them. Why they planted one here? Every time I mow grass in the spring, these things are laying all over the place. Okay, I'm ready to leave. Let's go. Oh, there goes my brother. Where's he going? He's got a mower on the back of his tractor. He's gonna mow something. I guess I'll find out when I go past my hayfield. Not much. I don't know where he was gonna mow. Huh. Anyway, my hayfield's over that way. That's that house. Yeah, this is all. This used to be a pond over here. There used to be a pond here. There used to be a big tree there, and it had dead hogs in it. And it's a very shallow pond. Hogs. And whenever we need to get the hogs in the barn, the hog pigs would always stay in there. And one of us, usually me, had to go into the water to chase them out. I wised up. I says, well, if I want the hogs to go into the barn, which was over there where that shed was. That's a newer shed. There used to be an old two-story barn there, because this used to be a dairy farm in the olden days before I was born. And I do the same thing I do with the cows. I train them to eat corn. I want them to come to the barn. I'll just give them a holler, shake a bucket, with some corn in it, and they come running. I don't chase. I try not to chase animals anymore. And those are the bricks from the old chimney on the house they tore down. Okay, let's go. Let's go home. My home. Yeah. Tomorrow I'll see if I can use that sprayer again. I used it last year. Let's see if I can use it again this year. I remember that tree. Yeah. My brother planted these other ones. Cypress. And the pecans back there. And this, I don't know who planted that one. That's a maple. This gum tree or whatever they call it. And I planted that sycamore back that way. There used to be another one on the other side, but it died and they just left the stump. I think this one here is an ash tree. I remember this ash tree because I ordered some apple trees once from, I don't know, Starks or Gurney's. And this was like a free tree, an extra tree, an ash tree. So I planted it, and it's still there. Yeah. I think that's another gum tree with the balls on it, I think. I'm not sure. Maybe not. Maybe it's another ash tree, I don't know. Anyway, I'm out of here. Yeah, since I bought this, since I had a new battery installed in my phone, I haven't needed to recharge it while I'm outside. It always holds the charge pretty long. So that's good for me. Gum tree with some little spiky balls on it. Yeah, I don't like it. Okay, I'm going home. I'll get you now. Well, I'm back. I gotta rinse out the tank. See if I can get it done today, because tomorrow I want to spread the fertilizer. I'm ready to add some water. But first, I want to do something else. First thing I want to do is take out the spray nozzle parts. Yeah, I just want the water to drip out because there's some strainers and those things make the water spray outward. But I don't need that. I just need to get the liquid on the ground. Besides, the filters always get plugged up for some reason. Yeah, even if I try to get everything clean, it still gets plugged up. So I just eliminate them. I'll keep them in a bag and put them back in when I take it back to the farm. 3 on this side, on this side. Took the 3 nozzles off of these 3. Took the nozzles off of these 3 too. Then I put them in a bag for safekeeping. I put them back on when I'm done with this thing. The tank is empty, but I'm going to rinse it out since my brother used it for weed killer. Here's what I'm talking about. See all these ladybugs? They're on everything. They're in this post right here. They're on my truck too, inside my truck. I think they're going underground. That's what I'm thinking. Getting ready to hibernate. Hey, whenever I get bales out of the big pasture, even any bale during the winter time, I see lots of ladybugs hiding in them. Yeah, there's lots of ladybugs. Getting ready for the cold weather coming. Did I mention that Sunday night and Monday night are going to be below freezing, being the 20s anyway. Then it'll warm up again after that for a little while till another cold snap comes. That's why I'm trying to get this liquid fertilizer spread before it gets cold, like tomorrow. Tomorrow's supposed to be in the around 70, so that's why I decided to spray. Ladybugs around the house, on the truck too. And usually when I open the truck, they're in the truck. Somehow they get inside the truck. They hibernate there. And they're crawling on me now. And they fly, for that matter. If they fly right onto my neck and they bite me. Because they do bite. Before I hook that hose up to the spray arm hoses, I want to hook up the electric motor and run all the water out of there. It's contaminated with the weed killer. And then I'll hook it up. First you got to make sure the electric motor works. If it don't, I'll have to use gravity. Well, the motor works. Let's put some more water in. Yeah, let me drain this out. And add some more water. I'm using a bucket instead. They're all coming out, except maybe I'm running out of water. Let me put some more water in. Well, I put those jugs on the end because I keep hitting my leg on it in the end, so give me something to avoid. They're all coming out pretty good. That was kind of weak. That was there. I think I'll get the air hose and blow them out. Might be something plugged in there. That's working good. That's working good. That's working good. Yes, working good. This one and that one's not so good, so I'm gonna blow them out with the air hose. Okay, got my air compressor ready. Let me blow out the nozzle. I'm gonna blow out the hose. I'm gonna disconnect it from the tank. So, well, maybe not. Yeah, I better disconnect it from the tank. I blew them out. They're flowing a little better. That one's flowing better. That one's still a little slow. Oh, the end ones are flowing good. Yeah. Well, at least something's coming out. That's the main thing. That's how I'm going to spread it. Just drip it on the ground in streams. That way there's less chance of it getting clogged up. Okay, let me finish cleaning this out, and then tomorrow I'll put the liquid fertilizer in and do some spreading. I don't call it spraying because I'm not spraying it. I'm just unloading it, draining it onto the ground. Oh, that's all I'm going to do today. I rinsed out the tank. I make sure the water comes out of the all the nozzles, and I tried to bleach jugs to the end so I don't run into it and hit my leg on those ends there because they're sharp. Yeah, it doesn't interfere with the water coming out. So okay, tomorrow I'll put the liquid fertilizer in, and then I'll spread it out in the hayfield tomorrow. Hopefully it won't be too windy, but it doesn't really matter because, like I said, I'm not really spraying it. I'm just letting it drip out. Yeah. Hopefully the electric motor will hold up. As long as there's liquid in there, it should work. I just want to make sure it doesn't get clogged up. That's all. Because I can't tell. Only ones I can see is the end one from the tractor from either side. I can't see the one. I'll have to stop every once in a while to see how much I've been using, and if all the nozzles are still flowing. Oh, did I say it was 4:30? Sun's right up in there somewhere behind some clouds. So that's about all the sunset I'm going to see tonight, because pretty soon it's going to be down behind those trees. Yeah, it's really, it was brighter when it was up higher. It was a little bit brighter. Look at that jet over here somewhere, right about there. Yeah, it's coming this way. And look at the other jet trails. A lot of traffic today. Must be good weather for. I thought the air traffic controllers aren't getting paid. So I'm surprised you're still working. I guess they can't quit, huh? I guess they can't call in sick because of the shutdown. Okay. There's a flock of birds going to roost. Yeah, speaking of a flock of birds, I saw that flock of turkeys on the way to the farm up at my corner up there. Yeah, a flock of turkeys crossed the road. There were so many I couldn't count. Anyway, that's all I'm going to see today. I got the sprayer ready to go. I just got to put the liquid fertilizer in tomorrow. And I don't know how much I'm going to put in. Maybe about half. I think that's 200 gallons, so if I got anywhere over 50 is okay with me. I'm not going to do the whole field. Just going to do the end by the road. That way I can see if there's any difference. Yeah, between the field I don't fertilize and the field I do. Anyway, I'll do that tomorrow. Hopefully it won't be too windy for me anyway. The liquid will still come out as long as the pump keeps working. Alright, I guess that's all for today. I'm going to check the cattle here first, and I'll end it. There's a couple of hydrants here eating grass. That's good. They still got some, but after that cold temperatures, Sunday night and Monday night, below 30, according to the forecast, there may not be much grass to eat after that. But they'll still have hay. I'll feed them this weekend again. Today's only Tuesday. No. Yeah, today's Tuesday, yeah. Today's Tuesday. I was watching all the flooding from the Typhoon Tino that affected Cebu and central Philippines anyway. The east, central, and western Visayas of the Philippines. And Cebu's in the middle, and that's where my wife's family is. But luckily, what am I seeing? There's something way out there in those trees. I think it's the white bull, or one of the Highland cows. I see some movement back in there. If it ain't a bull, then it's if it ain't the bull or one of the cows, then it's a deer. This looks too big to be a deer. I see something moving back in there. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I was watching all the news about the flooding. Cebu City was hit hard, but I said that the main part of the storm, of the typhoon, crossed Cebu up north, so north of Cebu City. But Cebu City still got a lot of the flooding. Cebu City and north of Cebu City, they got most of the flooding, and the towns around Cebu City. Yeah, but the town to the south, where my wife's family's from, of course they're on a little island anyway. Well, not an island, they call it island, Isla Verde, island of green. In other words, their house is on a little hill surrounded by rice fields, but they're high, so they got the rain, but they didn't get too much wind. They got a little wind, but not most of it was just rain. Yeah, but they're high and dry, so they're okay. And they survived the Category 5 Odette in December of 2021. So this typhoon, even though it was up north, way up north, it was only, I think, a Category 1 or 2. The Philippines call it Signal 4. I don't know what that means, Signal 4, but I know on the other typhoon things, they called it Category 1. So I'm not sure. Anyway, there's something out there. I think that's a white bull. Why is he out there on that, way out there? I'll get a closer look. Yeah, don't get out now. Don't let it get out. I made contact with the grandchildren, so they seem to be okay. And I had while the storm was crossing Cebu, I was checking out the CCTV cameras that I got 4 of them in the house, 2 inside the house and 2 on the porch, different angles. So and everything, I could see it was raining, but everything else seemed like it was okay. Yeah. And it was still working, which means they still had electric. I think up north, Cebu City and up north, they lost a lot of stuff. They lost internet, they lost cell phone towers, they lost electricity. Yeah, they're hurting up north. Plus the flooding. On top of that was flooding. But I was watching a lot of videos of flooding around Cebu City and around Cebu City. The towns and villages around there too. Yeah. It's not good. At least my wife's family is okay. There's a cat. I think that's my neighbor's cat. I'm trying to look, see if the back legs are white. It's my cat. That's the cat. I think that's the cat, the male cat from the neighbors, and I think it was eating cat food on my back porch today. And I'm glad he's not too scared of me anymore. I'm hoping he gets tame enough and he'll let me pet him on the back porch, and he'll become my cat. Because I'll make sure I feed him. Even if they catch mice, which they do naturally, that's what he's doing now. He's hunting something. Yeah, that's the neighbor's cat, which is okay with me. All the other neighbors' cats, they got a lot more than I do. And I think some of them came from the ones my wife had, at least 10. Yeah, I think that's the neighbor's cat. Anyway, she had at least 10 cats that I can remember. But after she passed away, they weren't really tamed to me. They were tamed to her, but I think they all left, went to the neighbors, except kept 1 or 2 cats. So at least I still got some, and maybe I know the other ones. There's other cats come and eat cat food too, but they're afraid of me. They haven't accepted me into their pride, but he's getting there. He's getting there. Yeah. You can't tame a cat. You can only hope that they accept you into their pride, even if their pride is only you and them. Okay. Well, there was that jet. There's that jet that went across. I missed it. Where'd he go? Yeah, he's long gone. Yeah. A lot of jet trails today. Okay, the sprayer's ready for tomorrow. I just got to put the fertilizer in and take it over there and spread it. And hope everything works the way it's supposed to. There's some two over there still. There's the black one over there. But the white one's here. I think he's always been there. Whatever I was seeing over there, I don't think it was one of the cattle. Must have been a deer. Somewhere behind that tree there. It was back in there, at least from my other angle. It was back, way back there. At least I thought I saw something. Of course, it was pretty far away. I could have been seeing things. But I think it was way back there by that little pond dam back there. Yeah. I want to get a better look at that area. Anyway, these guys still have a hay to eat. Yeah. And they're eating grass too. Yeah. The freezing don't happen until Sunday night. So we're good for a while. Okay, enjoy. I'll feed them this weekend before the cold weather comes. Sure thought I really thought I saw something. Saw something back in there from the other position. It was farther away, but sure looked like something was moving. It might have been a deer. They're known to be going through here all the time, cutting across. Yeah, I've seen them before. Well, whatever it was, it's not there now. Okay. Alright. I'm going to end it here. I think those are jet trails that are spread out. I think those are jet trails that spread out. There's another jet trail. A different jet. Well, maybe it was the same jet trail that I saw before. I think the wind's blowing it over. Yeah, I think that jet trail up there, the one that's up high, was the one I was watching. See how the wind's blowing it that way? Everything's blowing that way. Yeah, between the clouds and the jet trails, that's only a few clouds. And there's that jet trail that I saw approach, and then I missed it flying over. Okay, I'm gonna head in the house now. Sun's going down. Yeah, the sun's already down, and it's gonna get dark now. There's another jet. Plenty of jet trails there, but another jet coming pretty high. Yeah, it just started this approach here. It's flying over. Sun's already down. I look at it. I could just barely see the jet. Yeah, it's leading the jet trail, of course. Oh, it's behind a cloud now. Come on. Oh, I'm gonna hurt my neck doing this. Where'd you go? Should be coming out of there. There it goes. Just came out of that cloud. Boy, it's pretty. That thing's pretty high. What happened to the jet trail? I lost the jet trail. My. Yeah, there's less of a jet trail. It must be. It's pretty high up. I lost it. I guess when it gets high enough, you don't have as much moisture to work with. Anyway, okay, that's all. That's all for today. Tomorrow I'll be spreading fertilizer. Okay, sprayer's all ready. Should be warmer. I'll probably do it in the afternoon because it's, yeah, do it in the afternoon when it's a little bit warmer. Sometime around noon or after. Nice afterglow. Okay, that's all for today.